What's up, everyone? It's Temptic back with another upload. Today, we're going to be going into a deep dive of why Left 4 Dead 2 is a unkillable game. If you do enjoy this type of content, feel free to leave a like down below. It would be greatly appreciated. Without further ado, let's get right into it. Have you ever wanted a drink for your late night gaming sessions but didn't know what to go to? Well, I offer you Dubby. It is a completely healthy energy drink that is used by gamers worldwide. If you use my code TEMPTIC at checkout, you will get 10% off your next code. Remember, TEMPTIIC at checkout for 10% off. Thank you, Debbie, for sponsoring this video. Let's get right back to it. Left 4 Dead was released in 2009 and is a sequel to Left 4 Dead 1 or Left 4 Dead. Left 4 Dead was an instant hit with the first game winning #1 co-op game in 2008. Left 4 Dead 2 is perfect in every way, from the survivors to the infected to the map looks and layout. This game is different every time you play it, but the map layout changes. In some maps, the layout changes slightly. Valve made this game amazingly. They added so much modes where you don't get bored. For instance, you can play campaign, which is a 4-player survival with either bots or real people. Or you can play versus, which is a 4v4 where one team plays as survivors and the other plays as special infected. Then there's also survival, where you go up against unlimited amounts of zombies until you eventually die. And for a game that came out almost 15 years ago, the community is still at large, whether it's people who makes mods or people who plays the game. I see why it's still at large. It's because it's an amazing game overall. The feeling of playing this game just feels scary at times. Whether getting jump scared by a hunter or running from a tank. This game just adds a horror aspect that I and many others enjoy. There's so much to do in this game, and you could challenge yourself. If you feel at times the game's too easy, try expert mode, and you could play the game in so many different ways. Whether you play melee only or with pistols. If you're a speedrunner, give speedrunning a try. We have an expansive speedrunning community that they're always trying to get new times. No matter how you play the game, you will always enjoy it. And there is lore to the game, so the people who enjoy lore out there is a bit of a lore involving the first game and second game. I've researched it myself and I enjoyed it a lot. There's a lot to do in this game, especially the different games, mutations, and stuff like that, like Tank Run, or you can go out and get a mod and play a custom map, or go out and explore different things in the community because everybody in the community that is in the Left 4 Dead community works hard to put out maps and stuff like that. So us players can enjoy it and have fun if we get bored of normal campaign maps, survival, or stuff like that. There's a lot of things to know about Left 4 Dead before you hop into it, but years later, it's almost 15 years old. I'm 16. So this game came out almost a year after I was born. I was born in 2007. This game came out in 2009. Ever since I found out about this game, I have loved it from day one. I played it out as a demo back on the Xbox 360 days before the Xbox One came out. And I enjoyed it so much that I asked my mom to buy it for me. And I cannot tell you the amount of joy that I got from first playing this game, the full release of it, because it was new to me. The only games I ever played back then was like Call of Duty World at War, or just those games that people used to play back in 2009 and stuff like that. This game has such a variety of game modes and just things to do. One of my favorite things to do is play versus. Oh, of course, I love to play Special Infected all day long. If I had a chance just to play Special Infected up against bots, you would never see me leave Left 4 Dead 2. I would not have a life outside of Left 4 Dead 2. I've tried speedrunning it before, and I had a lot of fun. And I've gone into many discords and stuff like that with people who play the game. And trust me, they've been so supportive and talking to me, and just I've made a lot of friends off of those discords, and we would always love to kick back and play a little bit of Left 4 Dead 2 campaigns and stuff like that. In the recording that you see me play is one of the streams I did earlier. I was doing a all campaign marathon. Hashtag ad. If you guys want to go check out the streams, I do stream about once or twice a week. I kind of focus on being recording more than anything, but everything in this game is just perfect, down to the models and survivors and whatnot. Let's talk about the survivors for a minute. You get 4 survivors to play as. You have Rochelle, which is a news broadcaster before the outbreak happened. You had coach, which was a football coach that it's obviously in his name, coach, and then you got Ellis, which was a mechanic before um, the outbreak started that made a car that was 99% proof of zombies. The 1% of it tore up his car. And then you got Nick, the gambler, per se. He was a really. I love all the survivors to an extent, except for Nick. I hate Nick sometimes. And let's talk about a little bit about Left 4 Dead 1. For a game that came out in 2008, it was a masterpiece. There's a reason that it did win 2008 Co-op Game of the Year. And ever since that, I feel like Valve tried to build off of that with Back for Blood, but really didn't do that well. That's why there's still such a big community on Left 4 Dead 2, is because we never got our dreaded Left 4 Dead 3. Trust me, I'm still waiting for that to come out. I would love to see that game come out. But let's go talk about the Special Infected for a little bit. You had an extensive amount of Special Infected that did all different types of things. You had the Jockey, which looks like to be a wheelchair bound character that, if you weren't careful, will jump on your head and take you away from the other survivors. You had the Charger, the meat beater he is. If you weren't careful, you could get killed by him a lot, especially on the Parish Bridge. If you were not paying attention, dude, you would get charged off that bridge. And I loved playing Parish versus just to charge people off the bridge. Then you had the Spitter that in tight corridors was a pain to deal with. And then you had the Smoker, which was, oh, I love the Smoker, but at the same time, as you see me destroying him in this footage, he's a bit annoying at times. Then you had the Hunter, my favorite Special Infected by far. Um, he was just super cool. He wears a hoodie and with, I forgot what it was that made him jump so high and pounce him. You can do perfect ambush attacks with that Special Infected. That, I don't know. I just fell in love with the Hunter. Then you had a couple other like the Boomer, the easiest Special Infected to counter by far, and you guys saw that in my tier list video. Easiest to counter, lowest health, stuff like that. Um, then you had, which one am I missing? I know I'm missing one. We'll just move on. Then you have the tank. The tank was pretty fun to play as. Like, um, you could kill people instantly with trucks. I mean, not trucks, cars. Just launched across the map and instantly down them. Then you could also throw the rocks, smack them. I don't know. And then you got the non-playable infected, which was the witch. Which, yeah. Let's just say witch 5 times. What was cool about the witch was they changed your health whenever it came to expert and advanced. They raised her health so you couldn't crown her as easily unless you had an auto shoddy. Um, like, say if you're playing easy or normal mode, you can instantly just walk up with any shotgun and crown the witch, which crowning the witch is shooting her in the head once and killing her. For y'all who haven't played the game yet, which I do highly recommend going out. I think it's like $10. It's really fun. Everything about this game, down to its core, is amazing. Just the feeling of the game will always be amazing to me. I've never ever really seen somebody who does not like Left 4 Dead 2. Like a couple years ago, I introduced Left 4 Dead to my friend, and for a while we didn't have computers at the time, so we would play it on split screen on Xbox. And anytime he'd come over, he was like, "Hey, can we play Left 4 Dead 2?" I was like, "Yeah," but I'm getting a little bit off the actual topic. Uh, Left 4 Dead 2 will always be in my heart, and I hope for a lot of you guys in your heart too, because it was a really good game. I will never hate this game. Like, never, ever, ever. There's so much to do in this game that you'll never get bored. I play this on like a daily basis, and whenever I start streaming more, I'm probably going to be streaming a lot of Left 4 Dead 2. Why? Is because it's goated. Like, there's cool movement mechanics. The speedrunning community is huge. The genuine community of the game is still pretty good. It's still pretty big. And then, like, say if I get bored, I'll run out and go download a modded map or like custom map. Or if I get bored with a lot of things, I'll just say I'll just go out and download one of the things from the workshop. That's the coolest thing about having it on computer. It's because you get the You get the expansive workshop, which always has things. Like, I don't think anybody will ever have every single map and play them once. Nobody will ever have every single custom thing in Left 4 Dead 2 and still play it. So no matter what you do in Left 4 Dead 2, either if you play versus, realism, expert, campaigns, scavenge, survival, there's always something to do. Like, I have an achievement on Steam which is called Golden Freeman, and that is getting all 22, or I forgot how many, but you have to go out through every single Left 4 Dead 1 survival map and grab every single golden crowbar hidden throughout the survival maps. It took me like 3.5 hours to do. So if I get bored of just playing the game normally, I go on an achievement hunt, which I still do to this day. During the stream that I have now, I think I gotten like 4 achievements just by just trying to get them. This game is definitely something else. I wish that they would have created a Left 4 Dead 3 and just made everything better with graphics and stuff like that, because you could still build on this game. Say if the developers come back, they could still build on this game and everybody would still love it. You cannot mess up Left 4 Dead 2. No matter what you do, this game can never be bad. It's perfect. It's one of my favorite games and will always be one of my favorite games. I talk about me a lot, but I do really, really enjoy this game. And I hope everybody out there enjoys the game like I do. With all that said, thank you for watching. Feel free to leave a like and sub if you did enjoy. I would greatly appreciate it. And that's going to be all for me. Tempting out. Peace.
Evac's up ahead. That sounds like a